Hi guys. This feels kind of weird because it wasn't planned and I don't have a guest with me. And I'm not a guest on somebody else's live. So I just wanted to come on um and talk some fragrance. Like I just have random fragrant thoughts in my head. I don't always have a place to go or anybody to discuss it with. But yes, I thought I would just come on since, having a camera or what have you. And it's 2025. And what else should I be doing right now? So I hope you can hear me because I'm so new to this. Like, I have literally no real clue. Like, if somebody can hear me, see me. But anyway, I'll get started talking. So I sprayed on tonight like two fragrances. One is oh, how did I forget the name that quick? So it's an alien fragrance, right? It's one that came in that flaming hot orange bottle, and it's kind of hot, spicy because it has ginger in it. You know what? I'm just gonna look it up because I want to remember the name. I'm sitting in front of the computer, so what alien is this that I'm thinking of? Alien Fusion, that's it. Okay, so Alien Fusion, right? I remember getting this fragrance. Hi, the Fragrant Life. Thanks for clicking on the live and joining me. But I'm just talking randomly. I've said that I just got a new camera. And so it's kind of to interrupt the monotony of me watching videos about it because it seems so interesting. Like, oh, I could do that. I could do this. And not actually using the freaking camera. So I said, let me turn it on and use it. And we're just going to randomly talk fragrances, okay? So what I was saying was that I sprayed on two fragrances tonight because I just wanted to try it on skin, kind of revisit. In 2025, I'm all about this, like, let's stop spending life. Let's do something else, like enjoy the collection that you have. And so tonight, I was reminded that I had Alien Fusion. I remember getting it, and when I got this fragrance, it was so spicy, like it blew me away. And I'm not kidding, because I guess this was at the beginning of my fragrance journey, and I was just kind of like, that's where you are now. And that whole let's not keep, burning money out here. I get it. So I got Alien Fusion back when I first started collecting fragrances, and I just remember like, what the am I gonna do with this spicy freaking fragrance? Like when I say it was spicy, it was burning my nose, and I just kind of lay back on my bed like I made a bad decision. I had like went to Ulta because the bottle, like I was enamored with Mugler's bottles, and so this bottle was so bomb that I had to get it. And so I got it. And so that spice just really scared me. It was crazy hot. But really it's just the Alien DNA, a beautiful jasmine fragrance with some ginger. And so it's actually really nice. I'm trying to appreciate jasmine a little bit. I heard a friend talking about jasmine, how it's her favorite note and flower. And so I was just like, let me see what jasmine fragrances I have in my collection. I know I have quite a few. So yeah, I had that on. So you said that you sold off a ton of your collection and started to enjoy what you have. Like, I totally get it. And I think I'm there because, so here's what prompted some of this too, is that I finally got some shelving that I really enjoy, right? For so many years, I was just kind of like, what shelving do I want? Do I want it closed case? Do I want an open display? How big should it be? How wide should it be? And I just hemmed and hawed and continued to buy fragrances, which makes absolutely no sense because there was no organization. I couldn't see what I really had. I had to just kind of pick and choose. So it was just a whole bunch of mess. And so then I was like, all right, so now I've pulled the trigger on the shelving organization system that I want. I just was like, just do it. Like, if you have to change, if you have to get something else or add to it, that's just what we're going to do. Right. So I got it and I said, all right, now whatever doesn't fit on this shelf, because it ended up being a little bit larger than what I expected, I was like, it can't go on there and we just have to get rid of it. Well, most of the color, like only half only fit on there. So I'm like, well, I'm not trying to get rid of all these just yet. But anyway, so I'm just like, let's deal with what we got, put it on the display shelf, and go from there. So one of the things that came up was jasmine. And I was just like, okay, what jasmine fragrance do I like? Do I have a favorite jasmine fragrance? And then hey, so okay, let's see what you're saying, because you sold off a ton of your collection. We can get caught up in the hype of purchasing and keeping up with the Jones. I totally agree that we simply don't get to know and enjoy what we already have. Of course. And then, yes, of course, you can join my live. I joined my live request. That's cute. Okay, thank you. Let's see so I'm going to copy this, and then how do I send it to you? How do I send you the link? Not that anybody's really like spamming this live, but I didn't want to put it in the chat. So what do you suggest? How do I send you the link? Oh, there's such thing as a private chat here. So help me out. I don't know how to add you. If you see this or hear me, let me know how I can send you the link. Are you on Messenger? Well, I have the link, and if I figure out how to get it to you, I will do that. But until then, I also sprayed, on my other hand, Caspian Cherry, which is by Electimus London. When I smelled it, I fell in love. But I think that I fell in love a little too soon. I don't think I gave myself a good chance to wear it. So I'm still evaluating right now. Let's see. So you're on Messenger. And what is your name on Facebook so that I can send you a message? And then please, whomever is watching, let me know what you're wearing tonight. Keith Crook. Okay. The Fragrant Life. Great. All right. So I'm going to send you this link. Let's get you on. All right. So yeah, so some random fragrances that I also have until Keith comes on with me is that when I first got into fragrances, like I really did not like musky fragrances that well. I was introduced to them and I was kind of like, eh. Narciso Rodriguez was the first musk fragrance and my way into musk. So fast forward, I do like musk fragrances, and I always feel funny saying this, but I'm okay with it. Like I'm secure with myself enough. My favorite musk fragrance right now is Kylie Jenner, the space potato. I really love her fragrance. Um, it's just a gorgeous musk that has some sweetness, that has some flowers in it. Let's take a look and see cosmic what her actual notes are, because it's just so delicate and pretty. Wear it to the office. Um, I don't know if it's just musk in general, but I get kind of a, I don't want to say vintage. I want to say nostalgic type smell. But I feel like it's so easy. It's star jasmine. We were just talking about jasmine. Star jasmine, blood orange. And then there's golden amber accord and red peony accord. Vanilla musk and cedarwood. I love this stinking low fragrance. And as of today, the resolve is wear it. Don't go looking for other ones or to see if something's just as good. This is my favorite musk fragrance right now. Actually wear it. That's what I'm gonna do, because I've already been like, oh, there's the Narciso Rodriguez musk nude for her that has come to the gray market, and I'm like, oh, I want it. Girl, we got fragrance, musk fragrance, your favorite one, right at home. Y'all feel me on that? Just wear the fragrance. But I really like it. I'm really surprised because it's a celebrity fragrance. But yeah. Another random fragrance I wanted to talk about is Le Notes Gourmand Reminiscence. Do you all remember this fragrance? This is one of the fragrances when I got started a few years back that was touted as a bougie marshmallow. So this was, I feel like this is the OG girl bougie marshmallow. Oh, there's Fragrant Life. Okay. So I see him and we're going to add him to the stage. Hey, Keith.
What is up?
Let me see if I can get my audio together and hear you. I don't know what I did to, let me just double check here. I'm sorry, one moment. All right, I think I have my, say something else.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
Are you getting any echo or anything weird?
No.
Okay, cool. How are you? It's been such a long time.
Yeah, I have been taking it easy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had a knee replacement surgery in July, and I've been just chilling.
So if you see me looking off to the side, is because when I look at my camera, I can only see me. But if I look at the computer, I can see you. So it might look like I'm looking off to the side, but I'm really looking at you there. But this way, it looks like I'm looking at you. How's your knee been?
Pain-wise, I'm okay. I'm still having a lot of swelling and a little bit of achiness. I'm still not ready to go back to work yet. So they still got me doing physical therapy, and until we can get the swelling under control and I get my stability back. That's another issue that I'm having. As I'm walking, sometimes my knee will just give out because it's not strong enough yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm fine. Mentally, I'm good. I'm a little stressed because I'm used to being able to get up and do what I want to do. And
yeah, I feel you.
At times I can't do it.
But you're in good spirits, so I'm glad that you're here and the surgery went well. What's been going on in your fragrant world? Sounds like you were feeling me on this whole like enjoy what you got.
Absolutely nothing. I decided last year that I was gonna stop all this frivolous spending on fragrances, and I started selling off a lot of my colognes. As you can see, I used to have 2 shelves. Now I'm down to 1, and they're not even full shelves anymore. They only go maybe part of the way back, but I had way more stuff than this. I had boxes and shelves everywhere, and I'm down to what you see right here is it.
And that's great. Like, that's still a sizable collection. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't, getting rid of some of your collection doesn't erase like your experience with fragrance. So
Yeah.
so now that you're down to this more curated, your loves, what are you into right now? Like, what profiles or what has been getting you through the winter? Like,
Honestly, I haven't worn anything in a while. My daughter is pregnant. She can't
oh,
stand.
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm about to be a grandfather.
Wow.
Yeah. She's been sick a lot, and she can't stand certain smells. She can't keep anything down, and I can't spray no cologne. And it's been driving me
you don't
nuts.
sneak in like one little soft kind of gentle cologne when you're going out or something?
Can't stand nothing.
Oh.
I can't even open the laundry room door without her getting agitated.
So wait, how far along is she?
She should be at the end of her first trimester, pushing into the second trimester. So she's getting better. When it was like maybe a few weeks ago, she was in and out of the hospital like every other day. And it got so bad that she lost like 30 pounds. And she already...
Wait, so you said she's at the end of the first trimester.
Right.
Okay, so that's how I was. I wasn't that averse to smells, but I was horribly sick and I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, so she can't stand the scent of hardly nothing. I sprayed on 2 colognes the other day because a friend of mine sent me something to compare. And I went out in the garage and I sprayed one on each hand. And I was talking to him on the phone and she stepped out the door. She had to turn around and come back inside because she got sick. So,
well, hopefully she'll get past that soon. Because is this her first one?
Yeah, this is her first one. She's disappointed in herself. Yeah.
Why?
Just, she's young. She really didn't, at the time, she didn't want kids. And obviously, if you have unprotected whatever, something's not happening.
A little slip and slide and fun.
Yeah, so she's been a little down on herself, but
I totally get it.
It is what it is. I mean, you can't take it back. So you might as well do what you got to do and make the best of it.
Yeah, I totally get it. I feel her 100%. I feel like I was that way. And then I think towards the end of my second trimester is when the sickness started to let up a little bit. I was like, why is this lasting so long? Like I was about to be out of my mind, but sorry to hear that. But once the bundle of joy is here, you won't think she probably won't think much more about it. But yeah, so I'm glad to see that you were able to curate a smaller collection and be happy with what you have. Too bad you haven't been able to wear it.
Yeah.
But okay, so before you got to that point, did you have a favorite fragrance that you were just like, oh yes, this is the one out of all these that I have, this is the one?
A lot of people probably wouldn't like my pick, but I have to stick with what I actually love and held dear to me, and that was Club de Nuit Intense Man. I had Creed Aventus. I had a bunch of other Creed fragrances. I had Parfums de Marly's and Tom Ford's and all that. That Club de Nuit Intense Man is one fragrance of probably my top 5 that every time I sprayed it on and stepped outside the door, somebody said something.
I love it.
I know a lot of people, they get in their feelings when you talk about compliments and stuff like that, but it happens.
Oh, we're talking fragrance here, so we want to talk about compliments. We want to talk about your choices. Yes, Rose. Oh my goodness! So I just became a fan of Club de Nuit fragrances. I feel like at the time I didn't have an opportunity to really get into them or try them or sniff them, but then I found a shop nearby and I was able to go sniff quite a few of them, and I'm like, oh, I've been missing out. So I bought I think the only one I have so far is the Untold for Women, which I think is like baccarat, but to me it just it smelled a little different, like it had some either Delina in it or something, and I love it. So that's an awesome pick. I don't listen to the haters. So which one does your husband have, Rose? Because there's so many. Does he have the same one that Keith has here? So yes, he does. So I was before you joined me, I was talking about musks. Now I'm not familiar with musks on the men's side, but are you a fan of musks on women? The Club de Nuit Intense. Cool.
Is that a question for me, or are you talking to somebody else?
I was asking you.
Oh, okay. I was trying to get the comments to pop up on my screen so I can read them too. But yeah, I don't have an issue with musk on women at all.
Are there any that you like, or that you remember? Can't remember.
I've had so many, I just can't, off the top of my big old cranium. Because my girlfriend doesn't wear a lot of perfumery and stuff like that. She might grab something of mine that she thinks smells good and she'll spray it on, but it's hit or miss with me when it comes to women's fragrances, because I don't dabble in a lot of them. So if she puts on something and I like it and she likes it, it is what it is. Now, I will say this doesn't probably have musk in it, but we were at Winn-Dixie, I think it was like a couple of days ago. And being a frag head, you should know when you out and about and you smell something in the air, you probably get that bloodhound detective thing going on. You trying to figure out what that is. And we were on the meat aisle on the back of the store, and we walked into it. And I was like, and she was like, oh, you smell something, don't you? And I was like, yeah. I said, I don't know what it is, but it smells heavenly. And I'm sniffing, and I can smell it all the way down the aisle. And we came into one of the aisles. It was two ladies was working on an aisle. And I walked up to them, and she already knew that I was going to walk up to them because I don't care. I'm going to ask. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, that's what real fragrance do.
I walked up to them, and I was like, one of y'all smell good. Who is it? And the one who had it on, she walked up, and she was letting me smell her arm and stuff. Come to find out, it was, I think, Khloe Kardashian, but I can't remember which one she said it was.
So Khloe Kardashian has a new one out, and a lot of people seem to like it. And that's funny because this is Kylie Jenner's musk fragrance. It's called Cosmic. So I think she was like kind of riding that wave, but for whatever reason, I'm not quite feeling it. Maybe I have to put it on my skin and wear it for a little bit just to see, but I'm not really feeling it. But now that you've had this experience where you're out and about and the sillage was great and smelled good in the air, I might have to give it another go, even if just the travel spray.
It was a little spicy, but it almost had like a Baccarat Rouge, little bit of sweetness to it that I was picking up. That might not be in it, but that's what I was getting.
That's what you were getting. Yeah, that's all we can go on, right? That's what our nose is.
So good. I was like, oh my God.
So her latest one is called XO Khloe Kardashian. Oh wait, hold on. Alberto Marias. uh, is the nose on that. And
Makes sense.
exactly, Clement Gabbery. I'm not sure how to say his name, but the notes are rose petals, lavender, sage, with some praline peach and orange blossom. And then there's musk, tonka bean, woody notes, and moss. So
I loved it. I would wear that one. And
wow.
I don't wear fragrances per se that smell that lean feminine. That's just my preference. I just like
Yeah, for sure.
I can't wear white diamonds. I know it's some guys out there like Mr. Cologne 76 who probably would, but for me, certain fragrances that lean more feminine than masculine or down the middle, I personally can't do. But I would probably wear that one. I probably
Yeah, I'm so intrigued, like to go back and smell it again, because after I heard that somebody else liked it, I went back and kind of sniffed around again, and it just didn't catch me. But I think I might get a travel.
I will say that she did have on too much though. She did spray. It seemed like she sprayed on way too much because it was super loud. But I picked it up and it didn't bother me. But if my daughter would have been with me, she probably would have got sick because it was that loud. Yeah.
I could totally see that. And then the other fragrance I was starting to talk about is this fragrance, and it's called Les Notes Gourmand by Reminiscence. So, right now in women's fragrances, marshmallow is the note du jour. And Khloe just came out with, sorry if you hear some noises, have neighbors, and that's how it goes. But so Khloe has a fragrance that's called Yum Bougie Marshmallow, right? Yum Bougie Marshmallow, yeah. And it's in a pink bottle. But to me, when we got into fragrances, this was the OG marshmallow. And so I don't know. I just wanted to revisit it. Her fragrance is more of like ambery kind of, it has the slightest Middle Eastern kind of twist to it, like ambery twist to it, but it's strawberry, and it has it's supposed to have like marshmallow accord in it and things like that. Okay. This one is a sweet sort of cotton candy, but it has like a slight little minty note in it that gives it, that doesn't let it go too sweet, but to give it that mint feeling, that mint sort of, and it's not mint, it's just I don't know if you just say like a menthol.
Yeah, I get it.
But it elevates it just a bit. And it's powdery. It's just a really nice fragrance. So I just thought I remember looking at it and putting it on my shelf like, oh, the OG marshmallow, bougie marshmallow. Do you ever go out and just sniff anymore?
I haven't done that in a while. We don't have a lot of stores around here that have displays where I live. Like I can go to Ulta Beauty, but they gonna be limited because the past few times I did go, a lot of their displays were either empty or somebody stole them.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of places. I think we still have one in Belks, but Belks is limited also. I think they starting to phase out of their fragrance department too, because they don't have a lot of men's stuff anyway. They got plenty of women's stuff.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah, and I hear about a lot of Macy's closing.
Yeah,
so it's just.
I think we have another place right in front of Belks, like one of those. What do you call it? What's the name of that place? Fragrance World or something like that.
Okay.
But you can go smell some things in there, but they prices as far as like buying from them, I wouldn't do it.
So this one, I saw that Rose was saying that the Les Notes Gourmand, it's nice but doesn't last. So the full title of it is Guimauve Reminiscence for Women, which I think Guimauve translates to marshmallow, if I'm not mistaken. And I just wanted to give the notes real quick because I thought it was interesting. So there is almond in here, lavender, and there's mint. So there's the mint. I was right, but it doesn't come off like, I don't know what to call it, but it's a nice elevation to the marshmallow. It has notes of like, it's a lot of notes in here actually. Tangerine, orange, bergamot, sea notes.
I'm curious about something that Rose said.
Uh-huh.
And it's something that I've heard a lot in the past, and I had to get past saying that also. She said it doesn't last. And I came to the understanding that not all fragrances, and I'm not trying to knock what she's saying, but I've come to the understanding that not all fragrances are made to last.
Right.
It's just the composition of them and what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I also understand that.
Oh, the Kayali one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but versus the price, that's where a lot of us get kind of ticked off. Because if you spend anything over, let's just say $80 and up on a fragrance, and it only gives you a couple of hours, of course you're gonna be a little ticked off.
Yeah. Let me think about that. Did I experience the Kayali one not lasting? I would probably need to wear it again. When I feel like when I say for myself that something doesn't last, is because I sprayed it on and then in an hour or two it's like literally gone.
Yeah.
And I can't smell it. Now, if it lasts me 5 or 6 hours and I got through most of my work day, all right, we good. But I need to try that one and see. But a lot of times I really try to spray down, which is like under my clothes and also on top of my clothes, so that I really can smell it.
And depending on the price, I can even understand getting 2.5, 3 hours out of something, because like I said, not everything is meant to last all day long. If I can get at least a couple of hours out of it and maybe take a decant with me or something and reapply,
right,
I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm. I was asking you if you got a chance to get out and smell, because this is the time of the year that Gucci comes out with their Love Edition fragrance. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but they usually have like the women's version and the men's version.
No.
Okay. So I got Gucci Guilty, this one, Love Edition. And I think this came out, let's see if it'll say on the bottle. It might have been 22 or 23. I will look it up because I am curious.
Yeah, I've seen that bottle before, but I haven't smelled it.
So this Love Edition came out in, oh wow. So it came out in 2020. This is Alberto Maria's again. Give me 1 second because I want to say, okay. So I just wanted to make sure he was Spanish because the way I was saying his name, I wanted to be sure. But anyway, so he did this one, and this one, I think I purchased this because I was so in love with this bottle. And as soon as it hits like this time of the year, this February, I'm so into like Valentine's Day, all the pink and red and everything about celebrating love. Like I like feel, it's a feel good type of holiday. Yeah. So I was pressed for this one. And this is actually, so Gucci Guilty has a DNA of like a powdery, musky fragrance. And this version has more raspberry in it.
I'm looking at
raspberry. You looking it up too?
Yeah.
The raspberry, violet, musk, patchouli, and amber.
I see Ashton and a couple of other people reviewed it. This was back in 2020, the men's version.
Yeah, because that's when this came out.
Yeah. the one in the green bottle is the men's version, I'm assuming.
Exactly. So this year they have one that's out. Yeah, Rose is saying that she needs to smell the yellow Gucci one, though. I think it's the Flora Gorgeous Orchid. So that one is really nice, Rose. I think you should get your nose on it. I haven't been too tempted by the other ones, but because everybody's been raving about it, I went ahead and smelled it, and it is pretty nice. It has sort of a solar note and some, it goes with the yellow bottle.
Sounds interesting.
But what you said?
Said it sounds interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just a pretty floral for women. It's nothing that's like, oh my gosh. But once you have it and once you wear it, I think it's one of those that'll just, it just makes you feel good. Like, oh, I smell good. Like, I'm not bombastic. I'm not breaking down doors and people smelling me before I get there. But when people actually smell you, and you smell yourself and in your own bubble, it's like, I smell nice. Like, this is lovely. But I'm super, and like, I'm trying to talk myself out of wanting the Gucci Guilty Love Edition 2025, or did it come out in 24? I don't know. But the one that's on the shelves now is this nice purpley mauve pastel bottle, and it's really cute, but I'm trying to literally talk myself out of it. That particular one is with lilac, patchouli, and amber, and it's just a weaker version of the original. They do have a men's that came in another like green bottle, and those are like my favorite color palettes. So they really hit it out the park with the packaging and it looking nice and the aesthetic, but I tried it in the store and it was just like a weaker version of the original. It doesn't even have the like raspberry fruit. It's just sort of okay, we belong in the Gucci Guilty family, but there's nothing else like really impressive about it. And I'm kind of sad about that. But if I found it somewhere for about $40, I probably would still pick it up.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's the one thing I've been kind of blowed about the past couple of years is all these flankers that been coming out, and they've been, in my opinion, they've been kind of lackluster. I haven't been too impressed at the past few years with not a lot of anything.
Hi, Ty. Just want to say hi to Ty real quick. Thanks for jumping on. I just came online because I think you may know that I have this new camera. Instead of watching videos about it all day, I was like, let's use it. Let's put it to use.
Understood.
But yeah, so the thing is, I'm really low key, like really into flankers. So I haven't gotten that feeling about them being kind of lackluster. And I think if I do find that they're lackluster, it's just like less noise in my way to find something else. But otherwise, I'm just kind of like, it piques my interest when a flanker comes out, if that makes sense. So I'm interested, but if it's lackluster, like I don't mind because that's less that I'm interested in to get to other fragrances. But yeah, I understand.
I think it's more me the fact that everybody's doing it. Like if let's just say Dior comes out with the EDT version of Sauvage, and then they'll do a EDP, a Parfum, and then they'll do Elixir and whatever else they come out with, and then Chanel will turn around and do the same exact thing, and then somebody else will come out and copy the same exact format. And I get why they're doing it, but it's just too much out there to me that smells the same or has the same profiles. And all these flankers to me most of them smell identical almost to the original.
And then you got the ones that don't even seem like they should be called a flanker.
Exactly. Yeah, I get it. But
Yeah.
I thought that my girlfriend would have been into. I'm pretty sure you've heard of this brand before. Have you heard of Mossy?
Yes.
Okay, so when she first launched, she sent me out the first two of hers, the women's version and the men's version. And I thought my girlfriend would have liked the women's version.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. She didn't care for it, but she absolutely loves the men's version. And you see how much she done wore of mine versus the women's version. She won't touch this stuff, but she'll wear this one. Yeah. That's so weird to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I bought a travel or two. But sometimes if I can't make up my mind fast enough about a fragrance, I'm on to something else.
Yeah.
And I'll plan to revisit, but I think that's just one that I hadn't made up my mind about. So
yeah, I'll
have to definitely revisit and see.
She's done a whole relaunch. Like she's been in school and doing all kinds of learning and
yes, I did see that on her Instagram.
I keep up with her. We talk on occasion from time to time, and I tell her congratulations on her endeavors, and she's done a relaunch. I think she has I want to say 4 or 5 new ones, or she redid the first 2 and added 2 more, or something like that. So she's doing her thing.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I love that for her.
I do too. She was a sweetheart when I first met her. Well, I didn't meet her, but
what's her name again? Do you remember her?
You got me.
Okay, don't worry about it. But I am familiar with her brand, Mossy. I ordered from there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Rose said that her favorite Gucci is Gucci Rush, which, girl, I loved me some Gucci Rush. It was, I don't know if you're familiar, Keith, but it was like a little red, it looked like a little red cassette tape box. But it was, that was one that was pretty popular.
I'm looking at them now. I'm trying to pull this up and see.
And then, so one year, I think I did a video about it, I'm not sure, but I went back and revisited the perfume because I bought it. I was so in love with this. And I went back and smelled it, and it smelled completely different. I really think my nose changed a whole lot. So I think the love was lost a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do remember that as one of my favorite fragrances from back in the day.
That happens. Reformulation also happens too, and we don't know it.
Absolutely.
Times too. But I do remember this Gucci Rush. Looking at it now, I've seen it a few times in the past in rack stores, and I almost bought it once because it was in the men's section, and I thought it was for men, but I looked at it and it was for women, so I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I see it now. I got it pulled up here on the screen.
Yeah, it was such a good going out fragrance too, because at that time, to my nose, it just felt deep and sultry, yes. But now, she also asked that we see the new Alien that's coming out. So Rose, I saw a new Alien, but I cannot find where it is, or maybe just as I'm looking for it is, maybe I saw it on Instagram and it's not popping up. But I saw it, and I'm so, I'm a Mugler fan through and through. So a Mugler fan through and through. So I'm so curious. I just remember seeing the image. What else can I'm trying to see. Oh, okay. So I have a name. Alien Extra Intense. Yo, I'm so excited. Hold on. So it comes in this gradient purple alien bottle. The top is darker and it goes into the regular purple. And oh, can I just say, this is terrible, and I don't know why I did this. I do. It's because I am a frag head and I'm struggling between like stopping this obsession to this degree. So that's where it is. But literally what just showed up on my doorstep today, not showed up, I was expecting it, but we've had a lot of delays from the weather. But what showed up today was alien it is called, what is the, let me look. It's the Alien Hypersense, which was the 2024 release. I really liked it because, and see, this is probably where Mugler fans and I differ, but like, it's a more approachable alien. Like it has a nicer, it has more of this, let me just click on it real quick and we're going to get back to the other one. But this one has green mandarin in it. And I think between the pear and the mandarin, it gives this nice little fruity vibe to the alien hypersense that's more approachable than just the original alien, where that strong jasmine just kind of has a huge, like a hard punch. But this one is just a little bit more approachable because of the pear and the mandarin with that fruitiness. Like I love it. And so I have quite a few flankers of alien. And like I said, I had the alien. I started off the lives talking about the alien fusion that I actually have on my hand. They're all so similar that I really did not need that one, but I'm trying to stop this addiction in its tracks.
It's hard.
But I'm slow at doing that.
It's
Don't laugh at me.
Hard. It's hard to do. It's really hard to do, especially.
But it's a new year, and I have hope for myself that in 2025 we're going to enjoy what we got. But look, back to this new one, right? So it's Alien Extra Intense, and it is supposed to have petitgrain at the top, right? Jasmine and tuberose this time around. So I feel like tuberose is going to come in a little bit deeper, deepen up that jasmine. And I wonder if they're going to make it kind of sweet. Make the tuberose sweet, a sweet tuberose. What you think?
And which one you said that was?
It's a new one for 2025 called Alien Extra Intense.
Oh.
So I want to say, because they are under, what is it, L'Oreal now?
Yeah.
That I think the tuberose might be sweet in this one. Then there's cashmere and vanilla. So I am thinking that it might have a little sweetness to it from the tuberose, a little bit of bubble gum, but it's going to be a deeper version.
Did you smell the alien goddess intense?
Yes, sir.
Did you like it?
I liked it, but I wasn't like just too into it because I already had the alien goddess, the original, and I was like, they're so similar that I need to finish or go through this alien goddess, and then if I want to upgrade to the intense, I can. But I think I ended up getting like a travel of the intense because
I was just
fanatics.
I haven't smelled it myself, but I was looking at some of the notes in it, and that vanilla and the coconut, that sounds like that I would like, because I love up top when something has like fruity accords and coconut and stuff like that. I like stuff like that.
It is beautiful. It's a really, really, really nice fragrance. So yeah, perfect for summer. And I think for those people who aren't really into Mugler or who don't really get along with alien, like this was the switch in notes and fragrance that they needed, and people like it. So It's a crowd pleaser. They did a good job on that one.
They had one from the Angel line. I can't remember which one it was, but that thing smelled so good. I got it on a whim. I just was at the last second. The store was closing, and I was grabbing something, and it just so happened to be one of those. And that thing smelled so good, and I wore it and wore it and wore it, and it
You
was
don't
for
remember which one it was?
uh.
Or what did the bottle look like? Do you remember?
It looked like, of course, the Angel line is the one with the star.
Correct.
But this one was sweet.
They're all sweet.
I was
Angel was
trying
the first
to look it up.
gourmand. But, you know, so many people despise the original Angel because it's really strong with patchouli and some other notes that people don't get along with too well now. But yeah, so for the most part, any of them that you get are gonna be sweet, pretty sweet.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was. I don't even own it anymore. I sold it not too long after I had it. I had it for maybe like a month or so. I wore
And then you sold it right after?
Yeah. Yeah. I started selling off a lot of my collection. And that was one that went.
Okay, I get it. So the next fragrance that I have that I was just randomly had thoughts about. Most of them I have not sprayed because I kind of know what they smell like, but this is Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. Not the Intense, but Devotion. Good night, Rose. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you in a video soon. It's Devotion. And a lot of the controversy around this fragrance is that it's on the market as a citrusy, lemony type bakery fragrance. Like a baked good is like a lemon baked good. It's very close to other fragrances like Bath and Body Works Lemon Pound Cake, Acro Bake, which is another lemony dessert type fragrance. And so for me, I never saw like the real need to have Devotion, Acro Bake. The list goes on and on and on of all the different variations of this lemon dessert cake type fragrance. But there are a lot of people who feel like they're so different. I'm just like, once a profile is that profile and I have it, I don't need 4 versions of that profile. I'm going to ultimately figure out or decide which one is my favorite, and that's it. And I'm going to ignore the other one. So I try not to do that, but people make it seem like this is so much different from those other ones. And I'm like, but some people are sensitive to certain notes, like, oh, well, this has this note of, let's say, petitgrain, and I don't like that, but the other one doesn't. So that's probably where the preferences come in. I don't know, but I just can't have 18 of this same profile, which I feel like I have a little bit already anyway.
Yeah, I get that. And people will argue you down in your comment section, boy. And I've got it a lot over the years, especially when it came to Creed Aventus, because Creed Aventus had so many people copying that profile. And I didn't need all of those fragrances. Like, people kept recommending, oh, you should get this one. You should get this one. Get this. It smells like this. And all of them smelled exactly the same. Or something, what was it? It was a fragrance that came out from, I can't remember the name of that brand, but they had one that came out and it smelled nothing like anything I smelled before. And I loved it. I didn't love it at first. I took it back. And then I went back once my nose matured and I tried it again. And I liked it. I kept that version, and then another version came out, which I thought it was going to be a better version of the one I already had. And when I smelled it, it smelled exactly, well, identical, I should say, to Creed Aventus. And I was so disappointed. I was like, why all these companies trying to capitalize off? I get why, but like, give it a rest, man.
It's such a popular profile. I think that instead of companies saying like, oh, that already exists, they're like, well, we need to have a piece of that pie for our own line. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So I get it. But I guess for me also, the issue is people are always like, oh, we don't like clones. All these companies start copying off of each other because of the success. So all this, we don't do clones. Okay. The big companies do it. The smaller companies do it. Ones that are outright saying that they're cloning.
And what
have you? That's a whole, that's a whole other conversation.
It is. That's a whole other rabbit hole. But what I was gonna say also was that, like you just said, some of the bigger brands came out after a lot of stuff that came out in the 70s, 80s, 90s, or what have you. And most of their stuff, the newer stuff, is copies of what was in the past. So if you're gonna talk trash about these new companies, you gotta say something about, you know what I'm saying? There's fragrances out there that remind you of Cool Water. Cool Water was out for the longest. That Silver Mountain Water fragrance was out for a while, and then Creed came out with something that smells like it. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. But listen to the notes for this one, because now, while I can get into, the notes and how they're different, again, essentially, they're all really much the same to me, which is a lemon baked pastry of some sort. But this has candied lemon, panna cotta, orange blossom, rum, and vanilla.
Yeah, sounds good.
This is an Oliver Cresp creation. So it is pretty delicious, and I'm sure it just warms up on the skin. But here on Fragrenze, of course, everybody says what? It smells like Acro Bake. It smells like Lyra. It smells like Zara, a lemon pastry, which I totally agree. I actually had that, and I ended up selling that one. Let's see what else they have up here. This is what I told people also. Somebody else asked, like, what other lemon fragrance should I get? Unknown Pleasures by Kerosene, which I absolutely love. But you get, with that one, you get like waffle cone, tea, lemon. It's delicious. Hufflepuff by House of Sillage, because that's another lemon-based pastry. And then one I haven't smelled is the Kayali Capri in a bottle. But this is pretty nice. And I actually just need to wear it. Oh, here's something else. If you ever go out and sniff, but from this line of Devotion, again, it looks like this, from Dolce & Gabbana with a little heart on it. They're coming out with a men's version. Dolce & Gabbana Devotion Pour Homme. And see this, and I meant to bring out my other fragrance. So here's the deal, right? This particular fragrance has coffee. It sounds like it has coffee added to this fragrance. So coffee, lemon, coffee, and patchouli are the notes, the main notes, I guess, that they're putting out there. And so to me, again, this is an Oliver Cresp creation, right? It sounds like he's taking his Acro Awake, because he has his own line called Acro, right? Oliver Cresp. It sounds like he's bringing his Acro Awake fragrance, which is his coffee fragrance, to Devotion. So I wanted to pull out because I have Acro Awake, and I wanted to pull it out and mix these two to see what I got. But I think it would be amazing. This is so crazy, because a small portion of I'm a big coffee drinker, And so a small portion of my life I was dedicating to making like lemon creamer, my own lemon creamer, because I just felt like coffee with a slice of, like from Starbucks, the lemon sliced pound cake would be delicious, right?
Yeah.
So I just feel like all of these worlds are colliding. My coffee world, Oliver Cresp, his devotion, Awake. And Awake is a beautiful coffee fragrance. The coffee, like it's one of my, I think I named it in my coffee video as my favorite coffee fragrance. But what was brought to my attention is that it has a prominent lemon note in the opening. So I really think that I will be very curious to smell this men's version of Devotion, because I think he's bringing those two together, and he might have added, like that patchouli to give it some spice. But the coffee, the lemon, I really think he's bringing those worlds together.
What, boy? I'm minding my business. What you doing?
So
I think he's watching us on TV.
Who is that?
My 4-year-old. I had you on the TV on YouTube playing.
Oh.
That's where I found you. And I think he's outside my door watching us on TV.
That is so funny. Oh, you have a 4-year-old.
Yeah, I started over.
That's so cute. When my son was born, my sister was 6, 7, something like that. No, she had to be about 7. So good luck with those, because we went through the period of like, no, this is your aunt. You have to treat her like your aunt and not a kid. Like, this isn't your sibling. Okay, I thought I lost you for a second.
No, one of my partners, Trey Sense, was calling me.
Yeah, so look out, get ready for that type of energy with your new grandbaby and the.
I thought I was done, and because my oldest two, she's 22, and my oldest boy is I think he's 19, going on 20. They 2 years apart. So, and then I messed around and started all over again.
Well, that's cute.
I guess
the grandbaby gonna have somebody to play with. So I pulled out my last fragrance because we're gonna wrap it up here. I think we have gone like about an hour now. But the other fragrance that I have is called Panetttone by Milano Fragrenze. Panetttone. I finally picked this up because it became available on discounters for a very reasonable price. So this smells essentially like fruitcake.
I'm not a fan.
So I thought it would be. What'd you say?
I'm not a fan of fruitcake, but I would love to smell it though, just to see.
I had heard about it over the years, and so I was basically sold on it. And then I felt like it will be perfect around this holiday season, because that's when, people typically will eat fruitcake. And so this one is definitely fruitcake. Like, what I want to say? Bombastic fruitcake, okay? You can smell the orange bits. You can smell the ginger. You can smell everything in here, but it's all, in that cake. Or that bready cake. It's really delicious.
Sounds good.
But what then came out was a fragrance by Snif called Known as Cookies. I have the little sample here. So Known as Cookies is a fruitcake scent. And so, I had to like, what's the difference? What's the difference between this one and the actual Milano Fragrenze one that was so popular? Like this, I'm a huge fan of Snif. I don't know if you've gotten into them, because they've been, I guess they've been around more recently, like the last 2, maybe 3 years. I don't know. But I was like, if this is the quintessential like cake fragrance, what does Snif do with that profile? Like, how did they make it different? How did they just separate themselves from that fragrance? And they did. I was so shocked because after having this for a little bit, I was like, you know what? I don't need two fruitcake fragrances. This is enough because it is like it gives you fruitcake and then some. And it's really strong with the orange, like the candy orange bits that you get in fruitcake. But Snif gave us a version that I feel is a little bit more approachable, and you get more of that like bread, not too starchy, but more like bready cookie kind of feel. And the fruits are kind of dialed back, unlike this one.
What was the price on that first one?
So this one came in, I think, under 100. I got it off of Fragrance Net.
Okay.
And then known as cookies. Snif generally sells these, I think they're 30 ml bottles for about $65, but I always try to make sure I get a discount code from somewhere before I buy one of those. And or they run sales sometimes, and they're now also sold at Ulta, so they run sales as well, or maybe just because we came out of this holiday period where a lot of sales were being ran. But they did a great job with this. And because it's called, oh, my bad. I'm calling it known as cookies, but it's called Naughty Nona. Where did I get known as cookies from? It might be a fragrance called known as cookies. Okay, I gotta look it up because it's gonna bug me. Like, where did I get that name from?
You sound like me. Once I say it or see it, I gotta look it up.
Yeah. Yes, I think it's naughty. It's just Naughty Nona, and not known as cookies. But it's really good. I do enjoy having both. But even though they're different, you still get to that point where you're like, okay, which one do you prefer, or which one, really hits the mark that you're looking for,
Yeah.
But those are very, very good fragrances. I don't know, like wear time and stuff like that, but this one is strong. At least when I got it and I kept spraying it on me, it was just strong, just really strong with this orange and probably some orange blossom in it too. Let me see. Panetttone. So this one too has bitter orange. That bitter orange is strong. Ginger, mandarin orange, carrot seed, Gabanna. This one has rum in it. Immortelle, marigold, vanilla, and buckwheat. So that's that one. And let's see if they think it smells. What comes up first on perfume reminds me of section? What comes up first? Naughty Nona. Everybody thinks it smells like Naughty Nona, but depending on who you are, we have both. Which one would I pick over the other? Just because my impressions of this is like, wow, it's super strong, I would probably go with Naughty Nona because it's a little bit more approachable, a little bit more dialed back. So that's more my style, but you can have both and it's not a problem. Yep. So those are just like some of my random fragrances that I had and I had thoughts about, and just wanted to discuss them, but didn't need quite a video about each of them. So But thanks for joining me on this live.
No
I wanted
problem.
to see what this camera would do in terms of like a live stream, and I
It
guess it
looks
worked
great.
pretty well. What you say?
I said it looks great.
Oh, thank you. I got one of the I don't know if you heard of those Pocket 3, DJI Pocket 3.
No,
No.
I haven't.
It was okay. So yeah, I was just like, I need to put this thing to use. Lulu! I'm glad we stayed around for a couple minutes because Lulu's here. I'm so excited to see her. She has to join me on a live. I'm hoping to keep this going. But I wanted a cool topic for us to talk about. This was just me randomly jumping on and wanting to talk fragrance. So yeah, I'm hoping to do a live with her soon. And yeah, I hope you'll come back and join us too.
Of course, I'm always surfing the internet and I'm joining live streams and I'm commenting on people's videos and stuff. So I'm always doing something. I'm bored out of my mind because I can't go to work yet.
Oh, well, see, that's where these random lives come in handy, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I bought me a new camera, but I tried to put it to use the other day and it said something about my memory card wasn't the correct one. It keeps cutting off on me like a few minutes in.
Wow.
So
Wait, what kind of camera is this?
it's a Rebel EOS T3i.
Yeah.
It's a good camera. Just
That
I got the wrong memory card. I don't think I got enough storage space or something.
the
It's only
fancy
good for taking pictures and it's not good for like recording. So I gotta find a different memory card.
Yeah, I hope so because that's a very a really nice. That was that camera that was out, that the SLRs that I was just like, whoa, that's too much for me, and I'm not that advanced to use that, but
Yeah.
I hope you get some use out of it soon because it's a really nice camera. We got a comment from the Novice Knows. Thanks so much for your comment. We appreciate you dropping by. I want to say, I'm trying to remember, do you have an Instagram? Because I think I might follow you on Instagram, if not on here. He looks familiar to me. But thank you for joining us. But that's all the fragrances I have, and think I'm gonna jump off. I'm proud of myself. This is my second live that I've hosted on my own.
Keep it
The
going.
first one that I did was going through Scent Explorer samples, but we were on there for an hour and still like barely got through that bag. So we have a lot more samples to go through. So hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. But that's worth checking out because we had a good time exploring some new brands and talking about our experiences with them at Scent Explorer.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you. Thanks everybody for joining. And I hope to catch you again on another live.
All righty.
All right, guys. See ya.